broadcasting. Alrighty. Well, howdy, howdy. This is literally 2 seconds into the broadcast, so I doubt... Ooh, I've had that at 1 the whole time on my recordings? Wonder if it's too quiet. Just lay out your arms, then. So... for now, I'll be pretty quiet. I mean, I'll talk and stuff. But... You know what, let's go check out a few weapons while we're doing this too, shall we? So I've done all of this, obviously. I've got to choose a boss to fight outside of Malenia. Morgoth's dead, obviously. I killed him. Beyond that, I have already killed Radahn for his Great Rune, Godric for his, just because he's one of the two to easily beat, and for some reason, now that I think about it, no. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do is Vare still back at first step. I didn't even grab that grace. So we're going to go check on Vare, and we're going to set up a couple bosses, is what we're going to be doing. I think of the bosses to set up, Moog is a good option. Hold on. Actually, let's go ahead and compare some things while I'm here, too. So first of all, fist weapons. Does have the same... Okay, so daggers R2s are fast as well, and they probably stagger. I think Qatar look pretty cool, honestly. I'm assuming they're not very good, but I think that fist weapons altogether just aren't very good. One of the upsides of them is that they're light, so you give up a lot of other things for that. Did this have a running arm? Why didn't I use that more? I guess I never really two-handed it, really. Alright. With the 2 fingers. Alrighty. I haven't decided if I'm going to go online and do PvP for like 2 seconds. I don't even know if I'm at a good level for it. But we're going to set up Moog, because that was pretty easy to set up, honestly. Alright. Ooh. You know, I have some souls, why not buy it, right? Does look cool. I have every weapon, so that doesn't really matter. Isn't Veteran's armor, like, super strong? Maybe I'm thinking of Radahn's. No, Radahn's is lighter. Fell Omen Cloak. Is it even good? It has really high vitality. Okay. Honestly, why not buy these things? We have the souls anyway. So let's check. Veteran's armor is just better than Banished Knight. I guess I should have guessed that. Versus Slash is what we want. Ooh, we got a new helmet. Oh, it looks bad. Ugh. Man, I hate this gear. I don't like the super long cape, honestly. Although this looks pretty good. That's silly. Can I actually alter this stuff? Hold on. Hold. Okay, so it's like just worse, right? It's only better in 3 stats. Although it's significantly better in 2 of those stats, huh? The legs don't match anymore, though. Honestly, these don't even really match. What the heck? Sheesh. This chest piece just looks goofy, huh? Ooh. I actually really like that. Yeah, okay. That looks good. Anyway, I'm getting distracted by fashion for some reason. If you like all gray metal, here's a look for you. And then what? We could put on, like, Loretta's. Oh, it costs int. I knew that. I should have expected that at least. I want to say, did I not upload the Vulgar Militia Saw? Because this was a weapon I tried using at least. Maybe I didn't. No, 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 no. It's really short, by the way, for a halberd. Like, I think it's even shorter than... Oh, I was wondering if you could make this thing bleed. I guess that would make it too strong, huh? Although, can you use... You could use grease on it? Cool. Anyway, I'm getting super distracted. What sorts of weapons do we have upgraded, though? It's not very many. I'm trying to remember what it was, though. I know we've at least got this upgraded. Oh, Hand of Malenia was the other one. Sure, we'll use that for now. Why not? Alright, he's gone from there. He's probably at the Rose Church, right? Though it doesn't say he is. So let's go back here. And then he leaves us a message. Off to Laredo with you. Yeah. Alright. I should have grabbed more graces, honestly. By the way, now that I have this save file set up, I kind of have this option with pretty much any boss I'd want, right? Like, to fight whoever I want at max NG with every weapon. I think Malenia is a good starting point. And then when the DLC drops, we'll move on to whoever the super boss is there, you know? Assuming I'm capable. That one's going to take a lot more learning, and I might have to do it in new game to begin with. We'll see. What a whiff. You know, I've never understood that enemy there. They die just as fast as the other guys do. Oh, and just to bring this up, I do have every weapon, obviously. I think the last weapon I'm going to use against Malenia is actually going to be this, the Hand of Malenia. I think it'll be a rather anticlimactic episode if we ever make it that far. But I'm going to have somebody pass me Malenia's armor, and it'll be a square off between Malenia. So I have to run so far because I don't have any graces gathered. You know, I never explore at night. These things could be wildly different around here. Like this. Aren't these guys like the main method of actually getting string, by the way? Which makes string just awful to obtain. It's so awkward fighting on horseback, I gotta say. Here we go. Glass shard. Ooh. It's so weird to me that glass shards, by the way, are a consumable, aren't they? Yeah. It's weird that it's a consumable and not a crafting item. It says on its own it cannot produce light. I actually don't even know what they're used to craft, honestly. We should stop by Braggart's, or Boggart's shrine. Talk with him. I could set up Underground Moog as well, I guess. Though Underground Moog may as well just be normal Moog, but easier most of the time, besides the fact that he's immune to bleed. But, like, that's only going to affect a couple weapons specifically, because I can respec most of the time. Basically, it'll only affect, like, Vari's Bouquet, which is already a bad weapon, so I don't really see myself wanting to fight more than I have to with it. Alright. This great fly is not leaving me alone. So I need to try a couple things against Malenia as well. I might spend a little bit of this stream doing that too. I went the wrong way, I think. Please don't shoot me. I have a feeling I'm about to get shot by shrimp. Oh, yep. Dude, look at how far they shot me from. That's impressive. Alright. Oh, I'm like right at it. Okay. So weird that this place doesn't have a shrine, does it? Or does it? No, it doesn't. It has a stake of America.
My doubts have been piling up. You see, the words of the two fingers cannot be trusted. Truly, naught but rambling, senile delusion. I believe when the Elden ring was shattered, the two fingers were corrupted. Their guidance skewed. Even worse, the fingers harbor no love for our kind. That's the part that irks the most.
Yeah, so like the first time I talked with this guy in the first playthrough, I just didn't even notice that he's like covered in blood. Let's just kill this guy real quick, because why not? Or we'll die by him. No, he won't kill us, okay. He gives you flasks back, okay. I guess we'll go online, but let me head over to... There's a map piece somewhere around here, normally, and there's a shrine over here. And Boggart's is close enough, honestly. So let's quit out. And we'll see if we can find anybody online to fight. I don't know if I give it high odds. Or if I do. For all I know, they've probably got, like, perfect setup for PvP if they're using that. But I don't have to win anyway. There it was. Oh. I don't even have to use these ones. What? What? What is this? Am I going crazy? Was there a beetle here? I guess there was. Invading instantly? What the heck? Okay. So I guess at my level, it's not going to be hard to get invasions. Oh boy. Wait, what? Did it say he was in the boss room? What? What happened? I guess don't stand near here. I did see him take damage in there, right? What the heck? Okay, I'm so confused now. This isn't at all correct? Yeah! Did I just win an invasion? No, not quite. God. Host vanquished! Let's go! Also, excuse me, what happened? Well, that made no sense, but that's one of three. Oh, oh, it was a normal bug. That's why I never knew about it. Okay.
Be sure I'm quite certain.
Does this guy respawn if you do an invasion? Probably not, right? Yeah, okay. Honestly, I'd do so few invasions in this game. Typically, I gave up on PvP back in DS3, so... Or generally speaking, I did. I really liked the Corvin Grey Knife back then, but... Funny. Really? It dropped on the first try? Wow. That's good. If I needed it, that'd be handy. The other option I have is to just go into Altus Plateau, right? And there's a guy somewhere around there in one of the ruins. What? Fortnite? I have a feeling that the Hand of Malenia is going to be a really good one, knowing how much I have started valuing range. I don't know if I've ever really fought this enemy before. I know they're just Albinarcs. Just not an enemy I typically would fight. Yeah, why don't we just go to Altus Plateau? That would be why. Ugh. I think it's like right here, or... I think it's this one. Sure. We'll activate the finger again once we fast travel. But there's this whole upper plateau section right here that I never go to. And one of them has the bleed dogs and stuff. But also Lanciax is up here, and I haven't fought Lanciax, but maybe once. Should probably do that. I might need to go out that way, huh? Yeah, okay. Hmm. The music here just randomly reminded me of DS2s. There's a giant here? Huh. Oh, I almost hit him in the face. Now, luckily it's win or lose, so I don't really have to succeed. Minor tree. I don't think I'm allowed to just disconnect, though. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Just a bunch of misbegottens? You know, I've never had a chance to really look at these guys. Huh. They're kind of cool looking. Doesn't tell me where the host is, does it? Sad. Isn't this a popular invasion place up in the mountaintops? Because then you can battle on these bridges, yeah. For all I know, I'm probably about to get sniped or something. Oh, right, that's Corin's questline? Cornix's? What's his name? Faith guy. I've never actually done that questline to completion. Oh, it says I'm in combat now. Oh, there they are. Cool. I like lasagna. Honestly, I think lasagna is just a very okay dish. It's easy to make. Relatively easy. Toss it in the oven and stuff. Were they all the way over there? Oh, jeez. Seems like it put me really far away, unless I'm just crazy. Which, to be fair, I don't know invasion spots in this game very well. But, like, nothing over here has been fought, right? Oh, I think it's saying he's across, isn't he? What the heck? You know, this music kicks in and I feel like I should be... I'm so confused. What? He was all the way over there? Hmm. And why did it count me? I'm so confused. What is happening? I'm just getting souls. What do you guys think of PvP? Because typically I am not a fan of it. I'd rather avoid it at any cost. Also, was he over there? And I just went the wrong way? Typically the way it plays out is kind of like this, where you spend, 5 to 10 minutes trying to find the guy, and then I'm in combat again. What the heck? And then about 30 seconds of combat that's usually not very gratifying. Where either they've... Oh my goodness. I'll take it, honestly. I think that counts. I hope it counts. Sure, you know what? Let's fight this guy. Or not. Well, that was fast, at least. Selling a crystal tunnel? Really? Okay. I mean, alright. If you say so. I don't ever see people here. He's right behind me, isn't he? Or not. Well, there they are. You think that counts? I hope that counts. I do have to deal with this giant, though. I think I selected only near that time, huh? That's the other thing that happens, by the way, it's just that they run to the boss room and nothing happens. Oh, good. This is where I wanted to be. Alright, I'm not in combat. You know, I don't know if that's actually PvP combat music or what. I've never really known. Are they close by? It says they're up here. Oh, I guess it goes away if you get close enough. What is happening? I got you, brother. I'll save you from getting torched. Oh, what is happening? I hear people getting cut up. Isn't this like a fake out or something? So he hasn't been over here yet. God, I think this PvP is about as good as any other PvP, but I don't think too highly of PvP. Oh, there they are. There's a fire. Sure. Come on. Really? Oh, did they use the thing? Oh no, not a discus of light. Wow, those move really slow, huh? This seems like I'm not really in much danger, huh? What was that damage from blood loss, even? Those damage is so low. Oh, I lived. Hey, is this guy not alive? Oh, there we go. Alright. And now he gets to run away forever until he turns around randomly, pivots, and hits L2. Which is basically exactly what's going to happen. Oh wow, look at that. He turned around, pivoted, and hit L2. And then he's going to repeat. Alrighty. Think he's going to do the same thing again. Alright, yeah. I don't know, I might be like really over leveled or something because those people died so fast in every situation. They each had like 1,000 health, which seems wrong. That person had like 1,500 or something. Make sure you drink plenty of water, by the way. Water is super important. I've been trying to rehydrate myself recently because I really don't keep myself hydrated enough most of the time. Hit him in the face. Then after we kill this giant, just because, so I can actually kill him. Whoa. We'll go back to Vare, and we will finish up that quest line. Do the giants actually drop anything, by the way? Because I know their weapon comes from another place. I'm pretty sure the ambient music there, by the way, pulls a lot. Similar, at least, from the DS2 ambient music. I should have just gotten the bloodied sheet first, huh? Wait, no, I can't until Vari gives me the thing. Alright. Wait, they can hurt each other? Oh my, am I dead? Just dead, huh? Wombo comboed by lobsters. I think this man shoots them, or cooks them. Fine, I'll go around him next time. Oh boy, it's dusk now. Oh, one of the other things I'm thinking of getting for setting up for Malenia is the Crowhawk garb. Is that what it's called? The one that also increases your jump damage. I'm slowly starting to, even though you guys haven't seen it yet, I'm slowly starting to utilize. It's all the way back here. Some of the concepts more than just hitting R1 against Malenia. So, and of course, jeez, dude, jump attacks being one of them. I have found maybe it was just hammers have really high stagger rates, but I poise broke her like 4 or 5 times in that fight, so I'm getting better at that at least. Okay, I was just wondering if I one-shot them. I'm being silly. Please tell me this counted, Vari.
Oh, I'm glad. You have a... I wish to a knight luminary so.
Sure.
Now, for your normally this rich lands.
Alright, alright. And if you don't know where to go for this, there we go. Church of Vows. Or you have to loop up and go around. Wait, no, it's not Church of Vows. What am I talking about? It's this church. Converted Fringe Tower. Is it not? Is it? You know what? Maybe it's not. I know it's somewhere around here. There we go. Church of Inhibition. Couldn't remember what the name of it was, but Church of Vows is the one that has the big turtle. This one has... Or you can go to the post game, can't you? Is that where it is? Not post game, but... You can get blood in one other place, at least. But it's like really late game or something, where you may as well just take the other route. Something like that. I had no reason to do that, huh? And it's only worth 2,000 souls in New Game 7. I mean, I know normal ads won't be worth much. That means it's not even worth, like, 1% of a level up. Granted, he took no effort to fight, so I guess that's fair. Now that I think about it, well, I will. It's not like he was really hard. Alright, I'm still online, aren't I? Yeah. I'm probably gonna get Madness here. Shouldn't really matter. The other thing to note is that Vike also invades here. Please don't madness me off my horse. Just because it'd be easier if you don't. Does that madness reach me at the temple? Oh, that would suck. I don't think it will. Yeah, here comes Vike. So one thing, if you didn't know, you don't have to actually do NPC invasions. So if you're on this page right here, Vike is invading. He's right there. You can see him. If you can just walk past wherever their trigger point is, and then quit out and load back in. Now Vike's might... I don't know about Vike specifically, because his might be one that doesn't work like this, honestly, but most of them... What the heck? Why'd the church break, dude? But you can see I can jump on my horse now. Which means Vike isn't invading even though I'm already past where he was. So he should be attacking me now. So that's cool. If you don't like NPC invasions, you just have to be on the quit out screen. Which is a very good thing to know. One of the harder ones I've had skipping, I guess the only one you can't really skip, at least in terms of to get to where you want to go, is when you're teleporting to Moog. And you have to fight the blood guy in Consecrated Snowfield. If you're taking that path. And now that I think about it, that probably would have been faster, huh? Completely forgot about that path until just now. Oh my. Oh well, we've already done it this way. Plus, this one gets you a free get out of jail free card item thing that just teleports you to Moog's room. Or close to Moog. Mog.
You've completed, and with this, a night now.
Please don't hurt my finger. What are you gonna do? Dude, I'm wearing metal gauntlets. For some reason, I feel like I'd be fine.
Oh, good heavens. Clench your teeth or something.
Oh, something. And then, like, you get this item,
What binds you to luminary?
and then he's like,
Oh, another.
but don't use it yet.
A medal grant with the power to bribe Garnet, but you mustn't use it just. The meeting must wait until the luminary mode yet slumbers. We must.
And I'm like, no, I'm using it immediately, obviously. Why wouldn't I? I have Moog's Shackle. What the heck? Where do you even get that thing? I guess it carries over between new game cycles, huh? Oh, there it is. Pass it the first time. Alright. I think that guy has the map. So now we've got Moog set up. We just have to run to the bonfires. So that's one boss, correct? Or properly set up for after Malenia. And then the other one I was going to do was... I kind of think Godskin Duo. I was going to do Malakath. But... I don't know, I feel like Godskin Duo tests something very differently compared to... Oh. I thought Blood Loss did, like, way more damage than that, by the way. It did what? I guess it did. 385. I guess that's like 20% health, huh? Hmm. The question is, why does this thing even exist? I mean, you don't have to fight it. You can just go around it. I just find it weird that it's even here. I mean, I know it's all blood related, but... I don't actually know if this thing drops anything, that's why I'm killing it real quick. Of course not. And like, you can just run around it, so it doesn't even matter. We'll just heal. We'll do this. It's like one or two of these guys, but I think they're really scaled up compared to the one at the Rose Church. So better safe than sorry. Oh yeah, they are. He gets buffed off of himself bleeding, I guess that makes sense. You do too in the case of... Please tell me that's not actually gonna hit. It did! I think... Oh, it hits twice, okay. Whoop. Alright, I shouldn't have fought him. Fine. That guy's killed me more with some weapon, or with that weapon than Malenia has against sometimes. And I knew that was a parry stance, so I shouldn't have gone for it. Wait. Does it put me before? Okay, it puts me before. Sad. Look at these resistances, though. It's like 64 across the board, almost. Typically, I would save this for phase 2 of Malenia. But I'm thinking... I don't know, phase 2, if you play it properly, is kind of a gimme. Hey, this guy's, he's worth 5 times the souls. Maybe we could kill him this time. I'll take it. I didn't see how many souls he was actually worth, but... Does that guy respawn, by the way? Sure, sure. I have no idea why you'd ever need to buy. Okay, so he does respawn. That's interesting. If they had farmable gear instead of it being like given drops, it would matter. But pretty sure all their gear is just given to you, isn't it? I guess you could farm blood roses. Nice. Isn't there another one? Or is it just that one? I swear there's another one. I hear him. There we go. That's kind of cool. I mean, I'll take it. So waterfowl dance while you're in the air, it actually does count as like creep, so like if you're in the air it doesn't touch you. That's cool. I mean, I could fight Vare. I have a feeling he will not be too tough. I did beat him. I got close to base level on this save before. With an unupgraded weapon, or like a +3. So, I have a feeling he can't be much worse than that. So sure, let's take care of him. Why not do this, right? Like... I guess the only thing that matters is bleed resistance against him, because... Ooh, that's... I don't quite remember where he shows up, honestly. Oh, there he is.
You seek violence, heedless of the though you be raised to an impossible divinity. Pain to the very depths of my being. I'll ensure you regret this.
Holy cow. Alright, I get it. You have combustion. Your actual weapon does nothing. What the heck? That was weird. Okay, yeah, this still isn't too bad. I mean, I could try out that mask. I don't think I had it before. It gives you a damage buff when you bleed, right? But I'm kind of trying to lean away from...
Please cry, please.
Please, my lord.
Please. Bless the
Alright, now we're actually set up. But I am going to go grab this somber stone. If you're curious, you can just go around back like this. The guy will still see you, but... But for him to come back here, he actually has to jump over the wall. Or, I mean, on top of that, he's already lower than you anyway. Yeah, so he has to jump up. I don't think the Sombers are going to help that much. The only reason they might help... Wow, okay, dude. Is if I have to do multiple weapons in a row, but since I'm setting up bosses, I don't think I'll really need to. So much for finesse, huh? These guys might be a little dangerous, honestly. Just because of how many there are. There we go. Now they're actually coming to a spot where I can attack them. I actually really like that weapon that they have there. Alright, this feels ridiculous. And like I'm going to die. I might die, honestly. And I'm probably good now. Off of just killing a couple of these guys. Well, hey, thanks. Yeah. I know I'm not very large yet. I don't really plan on getting too large, but I'd like to try it out and see where I can get. Plus, I feel like I'm decent at Elden Ring, so... I think the big thing I need to work on right now these days is my actual commentary. Because I do a lot of, like, Let's Playing commentary, where I'm kind of just saying what's happening. When what I could be talking about is, like, anything, you know? Like, absolutely anything. Alright, so that one's set up. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, we're gonna go do Godskin Duo. Set up Godskin Duo. Speaking of anything, though, sometimes I can't maneuver the map. That's true. Everybody does. But... One second, I'm drinking some water. Two things. First of all, everybody does have their own style. But to a degree, you still have to make yourself stand out, at least if you're going to want to grow, right? You gotta have your... You don't necessarily need a niche, but you gotta fit some role that will attract people back to you. Being inviting, you know, doing stuff that some people like and has a big enough audience already. And I think Elden Ring's a perfect place for that anyway, just because of the fact that it's kind of a massive game. But as for the water thing, I gotta say, I use this orange flavoring stuff that has B vitamins in it. It's wonderful. That's true. Like-minded people, yeah. And honestly, there's enough people to watch Elden Ring that you're sure to find an audience somewhere, right? Or eventually, you know, once you get a few. I mean, I have like 200 subscribers. I don't think maybe more than a handful of them actually watch my stuff, but you know, once you get say a couple thousand subscribers, all of a sudden, you know, you'll pull in random viewers here and there, one or two at a time. I'm gonna kill Fire Giant because I don't really think he is all that unique of a fight when it comes to setting up for Malenia's arsenal stuff. Yeah, this is the first time these last 10 days. It's the first time I've really pushed trying to upload a video every day. So I've got a small backlog at this point, and by small I mean I think now it's like 2 days. But hey, a backlog helps, and it's a lot easier than I gave it credit for. It was one of those things where you just kind of have to take the plunge, right? And just start trying if you want it to be a thing. And that's what I'm doing. And I'm 10 days in so far. At the same time, it's really funny though, because I'm like trying to balance my diet a lot better. Oh, I completely understand that too, yeah. And it's so hard to get. I mean, like, yeah, when that clip works and it's really good, it's really popular, it pulls a lot of people, and a lot of people like it, it feels good. I tend to not do very many clips, but I think that's something I'm going to have to do at some point. My wife and I at one point were streaming Baldur's Gate. I think we only got like 2 streams in. But one thing we were planning on doing was getting like a clips sort of thing going for that. Dude, that's something that takes practice, streaming and talking at the same time. And it depends on what you're talking about, too. Because, like, if you're trying to talk about the game, it's one thing, I find, at least. Personally. I could talk about a game the whole time I'm playing it pretty easily. But when it comes to keeping up a topic while, like, doing something like, say, a boss fight, that can be tough. And, funny enough, I think the thing that helped me with that was, I used to play a lot of rhythm games, and I would talk in party. And if you've played rhythm games, you know you kind of need quite a bit of focus to play well. So I was constantly kind of practicing playing and talking at the same time on that sort of game, which I think got me a lot of help in that sort of sense. And then, you know, you spend however many hours you do streaming, you know, eventually it'll click for you, you know. That's fair. A lot of people do. It's very easy to lose focus. I think one thing you gotta note is talking while streaming at all or anything. You're just gonna play worse altogether. Not necessarily badly, but you're always gonna do a little worse than if you were just playing silently to yourself with your. Okay, playing silently without streaming. Let's watch phrasing there. Ouch. And honestly, one thing I'm finding helping with Elden Ring especially is trying to just kind of speak out when there are things going on in the game. I know I just said I don't necessarily be let's playing, but like the thing I'm currently working on is beating the game, or beating Malenia with every single weapon. So just randomly I'll kind of interrupt myself when there's something I need to be punishing. I'll just be like, make note to myself, you know. I could have done a punish there. And it's just something minor that's a half second where you verbally recognize it before you actively act upon it. And it's that sort of thing that can help. So you're still focusing on the game in the end. I gotta say, this weapon's doing pretty good. He did it twice. Okay. I mean, free damage. And he exploded? I'm so confused by his choices here. Should do some R2s. Dude, that's the other thing. Sometimes, if you got the messages off to the side, you can't always know, but sometimes you'll just choose the wrong time to look. And you just die for it. It's like, that was a big thing that I had to learn. So I guess the other thing I should note is, if you don't know my content, I have done a lot longer form streaming as well in the past. So I kind of learned as well there. But at that time, PS5, first of all, it wasn't on PS5 that I was streaming. So I didn't have even the chat popping up next to me. I had to have a computer next to me. But yeah, there would be times where it's like, I'm doing this 5-hour-long boss fight. If I look at the wrong time, I just lose. So it's an added layer. I guess you could say it's all about the mental stack, right? Where, oh, Sekiro's wonderful. I actually streamed my first playthrough of that, and I was trash at the game. But yeah, that game is very much so you have to be on point. At least for the late game bosses. But that one is, I think that's a very learnable game. Like, once you truly learn it, most of the fights at least, probably all of them really, it almost becomes muscle memory to a degree. A lot more than the other Souls games, I would say. And one of the reasons here I'm setting up Godskin Duo, besides the fact that I think they're just more unique of a fight. 3 years? Dude, I didn't know about him for 3 years, and then once I fought him, I think I actually somewhere around 10 tries, but he is by far my favorite fight. He was tough, and he's pretty much the only reason I go back to play that game at this point. It's like, if I boot up Sekiro, it's to just fight him. Most of the time. I don't think I ever really did super high NG farming in that game. 3 years first playthrough, sheesh. Was what game did you start with then? If you played more of the FromSoft games, because I started back in, I guess technically I started in Dark Souls. Not technically, I did start in Dark Souls. Hmm. Came back, gave up trial and error. That's how I did Bloodborne. So I started in Dark Souls 1, went back to Demon Souls, then 2, Bloodborne, 3, Elden Ring. Well, Sekiro, Elden Ring. Uh, oh, Bloodborne's such a good one. Back when I started Bloodborne, though, I hated that game. I thought it was bad, and I didn't like it. Truly, what it came down to was that I was bad at the game, and I didn't like the aesthetic as much. I'm very jumpy when it comes to suspense in games, and that game was dark and moody, which meant suspense to me back when I was like, oh, when did Bloodborne release? 2014? Was it 2014? Something like that, so almost 10 years ago. Back when I was like 15 or 16. Sheesh. No wonder I was so easily scared by a game. I was a wuss. So let's see. I wanted to test. Yeah, so like a Charge Shard 2 does so much more stance damage. Ooh. Oh, so you haven't even played all. Nice. Dark Souls 3 was actually the first one that I did the most on. I platinumed it first. I completed New Game Plus 7 first on it, etc. Even though I always liked Dark Souls 1 more. And now, if I go back to Dark Souls 3, not to worry you, as somebody who's more of a fan of Dark Souls 1, I kind of hate it now. But not... I don't enjoy it as much as the other Souls games, but it's definitely some of the higher quality ones. Everything about it's very polished. It's just not what I'm looking for in a game compared to the other ones. Whereas Elden Ring basically fixed every issue I had with Dark Souls 3 to like a 1,000%. Like, it's crazy. Demon Souls is very, It's slow, methodical, and clunky, to say the least. Clunky in the sense that just because it's dated, things don't necessarily play how games do now. So it's like the way you would expect mechanics to work don't always work that way. Same thing though, because PS5 version was just a graphics update almost through and through. Almost. Where you've got like the clunky upgrade mechanic where you have to go down different trees, but you can't necessarily know what applies to what beforehand, except based on like its scaling and things like that. Or some weapons don't upgrade even though they're trash if you don't upgrade them, things like that. Things you just can't really know until you play, which is not the kind of information, or it's not the way they withhold information anymore. That's fair, too. I mean, rolling is still obviously very viable, but it's, blocking in Dark Souls 1 and Demon Souls is, leagues better than it ever has been in any other game. Though I would not say it's bad in any of the games, I think, honestly. And in Elden Ring, I still think it's incredible. I don't know if you've actually watched my videos or if you've just tuned into this stream. If so, that's cool too. But Malenia, her fight, I still use a shield for it, even in max difficulty. Uh, if you're talking about in Demon Souls, I like that they brought the FP meter back and stuff. Or that they introduced the FP meter, honestly, in Demon Souls. But it was broken levels of strong just because there were glitches in the game that allowed you to take advantage of it in ways that are never again seen. Oh, really? Just because she's too tough for you, or you haven't put in the time to learn her, or is it just like, don't want to learn her? Because I remember when I started this game, or when I first started the end game stuff in this game, I should say. Uh, that's fair. She's really tough. But, when I first started, I truly thought she wouldn't be worth learning, and that she was, not worth my time. And truly, I guess in a lot of senses, if you don't want to sit down and take the time to learn her, she's not worth your time. And at the time I didn't, but now I've returned to her, and she plays so differently from every other boss fight that I can completely understand thinking she's too hard. Uh, anything you had notions about other boss fights basically don't apply to her, even down to how stance mechanics work. The healing factor's a lot, yeah. There will be, if you've ever seen some of my videos for the Malenia Arsenal, there will be times where it's just like, in phase 2 especially, I just can't get the upper hand because she's hit me just enough to keep herself not dying. And then all of a sudden it's like, now it's become a war of attrition, and I've got to rethink my strategy. That too, her grab is insanely strong. Here, why don't I, what time is it? 4:36? I still got about another hour, honestly, before I need to be getting off. I will, I'll hop over to Malenia for a bit. I won't actually kill her, or if I do kill her, I'll quit out, but I'm just gonna poke at her and stuff. Try some things, since I have some time. To note, bleed does do really good against her. I think that's the one thing that like everybody tells you, but it's true. It's really true. What weapon do I want to try using? I guess I can just use this for now. But typically, what weapon do you normally fight her with? Typically, I find medium speed weapons to be best against her. They have the lowest learning curve, at least, against her. But when you're going with a faster weapon like this, you want to just like push advantage as much as possible. And swords or katanas. Okay. What happened there when I died, I was going to try something, and then I forgot I was going to try it, then I remembered. I want to try a new way to dodge waterfowl. Because what I would typically do, this is New Game Plus 7, so she has a lot higher stamina damage and stuff. But even still, a plus 25 brass shield with barricade shield does the trick for blocking her. And you want to be landing R2s on her, even if it does. Here, I'll show you the shield way. I shouldn't have healed here. Yep. Oh, I should be dead for that. Oh, I'm dead. Goodbye. Hold on. You know, I haven't done a live stream against fighting her in a couple weeks now. And I'm trying to play way too fast for that. I'm trying to implement too many things at once. But, a shield is always a safe way to go against her. Against waterfowl, especially. 2, 3. You can roll the first one and circle strafe the second. And this one you roll backwards. Okay, I was trying to land an R2 on her, but both of them whiffed. Let's slow down a little. One thing to note, if you see her do that sidestep, you can always, with almost every weapon, you can just push advantage there. If she does the flip, you can actually roll past it and sidestep. Alright, let's see if I can... Nope, that didn't work. I think I might need to be light roll or I need to position better. Now that I have failed that twice, let me try the shield method so I can actually show you how it works. It's pretty straightforward, but there's a couple nuances to it if you want to be that way. Great shield talisman, I highly recommend, honestly, in general. Yeah, I see what you mean. I typically actually only do this fight in medium roll. If you're seeing her jump to the side, you can typically just push buttons on her. Just not if she's going to the right. But if she's going that direction, there we go. If she does that, be ready to hit R1. If she does the Fade Slash, because she typically does. Either she'll do the jump attack or she'll do the triple slash. One of them is safe to hit R1 against because you recover in time, and the other one just knocks her out of it because she doesn't get posture. I'm gonna end up beating her up too much before waterfowl actually goes off, huh? Oh, that was waterfowl, and I knocked her out of it too. I'd be ready to hit R1. And that works with like every weapon, unless it's like a dagger, and then you hit R2 instead. Nope. And that's phase 1. I didn't even get to show you waterfowl. Alright, it's not phase 1 because she has one-shot protection now. There we go. I didn't even get to show you waterfowl dance and how to block it. I walked wrong. Yep. If we kill her, I gotta quit out, or else all the progress I did today was bad. Or lost. Alright, and then once you get her into a good cycle on this... There we go. Oh, she did kick there? I wasn't expecting that at all. This is the other attack that's a real pain to block and dodge. That one's really annoying to block even with a Great Shield Talisman, honestly. One of the big benefits of Phase 2 is she loves using that kick, honestly. Alright, so here's Water Fountain. You just walk it, take 2 steps back on the first one, and then walks forward slightly. And with a brass shield. You have to let her heal for it, but healing isn't that big a deal when it stops you from completely dying. And is like a really consistent way to dodge it. So, that's my opinion on it, at least. Even if right now I'm just phase tanking. And she's doing this. So you go left, right, and then I just barricade shield for the last ones. And if you walk to the right, that second to last attack will whiff, and then you roll the last one. Whoops, I just take that for no reason. Honestly, at some point I should really do a Malenia tutorial anyway, because there's a lot of things to talk about with this fight, and I feel like I've learned a lot of it, at least. 2 steps back, walk forward here, and then as soon as your camera turns to follow her, you walk away. Whoops. We'll heal here. Seems silly to trade there, and it was. I'm right now just trading hits. This might be awkward in this positioning, I don't know. And you can hear her healing, or what should be her healing at least, during that. You really want to roll towards that whenever you can. But actually, funny enough, it's her clones healing. They just don't have health. But she doesn't heal except from on the last hit, which is why you roll that one. This is the, if you two-hand the shield, then you don't need barricade shield. I'm getting kicked around by her right now, but there's a lot to note from this. I'm playing super aggressive, though. You want to see, basically you want to hit her 2 to 3 times in a row when she's not got poise, and trigger that kick, and just take advantage of that kick, like that. And I gotta quit out because I'm actually using the save file for stuff, so the win doesn't count for anything, but nobody saw that. I totally didn't just beat her with the hand of Malenia, way before the last weapon. But technically she died there. I just have to quit out because I'm using the save file for stuff. There was a lot to go over there, though, and I went through it very fast. So, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, but at some point, the whole point of this save file is to have basically a guide for every weapon that's very easy to follow for how to fight her. Granted, it's at level 215. Hey, welcome, by the way. The person that's been commenting on my videos. But, I would like to have basically a guide. I know I'm level 215, but if you are at the end game of normal game, like no playthroughs, yeah, sure, I'll clip that, honestly, anyway. But if you're at the end, thank you, you'll be like level 150, so you'll be minus 60 levels. But you don't need this heavy of armor. You don't need this heavy of armor for this, even. But it's just because. But even if you're at like half this armor, you'll be fine. And I have this on, but I don't need it, so. 60 vigor, plus some scaling stats and a little bit of endurance. That's enough to carry you through all this pretty reliably. And if you watch the series, go light dexterity. Now the thing is, if I go light roll, it changes your roll pattern slightly. You go a lot further. So I really don't know how to fight her very well with light roll yet. But that's one to learn. I think with light roll, I can dodge some things that I normally wouldn't be able to, though. In new ways, I should say. Actually, yeah, let's go back into this for a little bit. I'm probably going to die here a lot, but that's okay. I mean, honestly, so look, if you have no armor on, Dragon Crest Shield, or Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman, that's 20% in every stat. The only one that matters here is Slash, by the way, and Thrust, technically. Mm. So, one thing, trying to fight her from a distance is fine, but typically, your best and safest option is actually just out of range of her. So, you want to be just about this range from her, because it'll bait her into the best moves that she has as I get hit. That's the move you're looking for, especially. You can just get free punishes off that. Now, I know there's a way you can punish that in between, but I don't know if every weapon can do it. So that's what I've got to figure out. There's a lot of things I have to learn for this fight. But you could see already right there, 20% defense in New Game 7 already gives you like 3 hits. So let's just take... what armor do you wear? Let's take like a light load. Can I get a helmet on for light load if I do this? No, I'd have to do a lighter chest. Or no shield. It's like this is already... Ah, the leather set. Don't I have that? Did I kill him this game? I didn't. That's right. I actually left him alive for once. So that's like the leather set. Uh, something equivalent. Sure, probably this, honestly. Preceptor set. It was probably somewhat similar. Even though it looks nothing alike. So you got like 30% defenses. Nice. So with the Dragon Crest Talisman, you get like 30% defenses. If you're in the very end game, people like Erdtree's Favor +2. That gives you a little bit more stamina, health, and carry weight. And FP, huh? Wait, does it do FP? No, it doesn't. And then, I mean, those two... I personally like the Great Shield Talisman. And just make up space for this. Wow, it's hard to stay light roll, huh? I'm using like the lightest greatsword, aren't I? This thing's lighter. Oh. But you said you use katanas and swords. So katanas are... What sort of weight are they? 7, 5.5, 7. So probably closer to like this. Granted, again, this is Dragon Crest Talisman, Rotten Sea Ring, Rotten. Okay, sure, let's do that. I don't quite have those, but I can do 3 of those. Effectively 3. And then for the 4th, let's not use the Great Shield Talisman, just because it's such a crutch, I swear. We'll use Lloyd's Sword, right? Because that's like the weapon, or that's like one of the ones that a lot of people use. And do I have a sword upgraded? Or is it just katanas that I have? Looks like it's just katanas. How light is this twin blade then? 8. Medium roll. Sad. Sure, we'll do that. So 29% resistance. Something like this. This would be about as close to your loadout I can get right now without gearing up more. We'll try out light roll. I don't know how good light roll is. I'm glad you're enjoying watching me. Okay, so she kills me. Try Eleonora's pole. If I had... You know what? I shouldn't respec right now. I gotta get used to light roll. One thing that's nice, though, about light roll is my stamina regen should be really high. Actually, let me pull up my stream to make sure I'm not missing. I like the PS5 chat thing, but at the same time, it doesn't necessarily show me exactly everything you're saying. It just cuts it off at a point of its choosing, which I think That's a little lame, but what can you do? There we go. Let's see. Well, thank you. Just watching you break, or that's what you said. Try Eleanor's pole blade. Let's go back to the bonfire. Here, I'll show you this then. Do I have Ari's mask? Don't I have Ari's mask? Question mark. Man, I wish I knew what these things look like, huh? Do I not? I just did Vari's questline. Man, I don't know where you get anything in this game, huh? But anyway, let's swap this to Bleed, since I don't have Eleanor's pole blade. Ashes of War. It can get Giant Hunt. It already has 101, even without. So we're giving up like 90 damage right now just to show this off, huh? Because I don't have any Arcane. But that's okay. When it comes to Twin Blades against Malenia, I much prefer the one-handed moveset to the two-handed moveset. Oh, did I throw away all my souls? That's gonna be a small issue. I'm gonna have to go farm souls for a second later. Wow, you go so much further. But, again, it's all about the poise break. Wow, you go so much further. I haven't used light roll like at all. It's weird how far you go. But you see right there, that sort of thing. You still just want to kind of hover right outside of her range. And if she's being super passive, you really... Oh wow, okay, so you can just roll out of that completely at mid-roll, huh? And let's see, without Great Shield Talisman, how does this work? So even without the Great Shield, or Barricade Shield, just two-handing it, at the very least, gets you through it. Ooh. I'm trying to learn these ranges on rolling and stuff. It's not bad. Heard the Godstitch pole blade hood. Yeah, that's the, I do have that, right? Godskin Apostle hood. Oh, it's the same carry weight. Nice. And again, the only stat you're really worrying about is versus slash. So if you really care, just put on slash resistance. Yeah, dude, it's different. Oh, there's a face on my back now. That's weird. Giant Hunt, if you have it as an option, is a really good weapon art as well. And you're going to want to use the running R1 with this weapon. Honestly, I think I might just like medium roll more for her, just due to the positioning that I know. She falls back. You can just hit R1. It's basically an option select if you're familiar with fighting games and fighting game terms. There's no harm in hitting R1 there because it either answers an option or it does nothing to hurt you. So we'll heal here. That's why you don't use the R2. It's a two-hit attack. Whoops. Okay, that was the slow version, so you can heal after that. But it's a two-hit attack that's also really awkward to use at times, positioning-wise. Whereas that's just simple and clean. We can just back up there. I think that's changing how she responds to my actions, but that's fine. And like, I get 3 hits against her easily with this armor set. If you're in base New Game Cycle, you've probably got a good 5 hits, I would say. So you have a lot more to play around with in terms of safety. Just chase her. If she's falling back, you just want to push advantage. There's no reason not to. Two-hand. Whoop. Getting clipped by that's fine. Oh, getting clipped by that is less fine. You control the pacing of this fight almost exclusively, at least in phase 1. Nah, I'm not quite that good, but to be fair also, I've never used his setup, but I have a feeling his setup would be kind of insane. Ouch, that hurts. From what I understand, it's just like a pure DPS setup, huh? You can just kind of go crazy on her. Honestly, in phase 1 especially. Just start mashing. Barricade shield, if you're not full on stamina, basically guarantees you get to block it. As long as you're being like moderately smart about your mashing, she honestly can't combat it too much. But the closer you stick to her, honestly, probably the better you are. If you let her control the pace in phase 1, it is way less friendly for you, because it gives her more options. And if you're actively just mashing R1 against her, I just didn't roll. If you're actively mashing R1, she doesn't get the option nearly as much to waterfowl. Same in phase 2, just you can also just bait out this kick a lot. We'll heal here. Now, if you're going full screen against her like that, she has options that typically you don't want her to use. Oh, it puts me so far away. So you just want her, and then, yeah, so you just attack her until she does the kick. If you're using a proper weapon, or timing it properly, I should say, you can always roll the kick. And then once she gets down to 1/3 to 1/4 health, she does the blossom again, and then you just keep cycling that. If you do that, get a little too aggressive, this happens. That's her worst attack in phase 2, I would say. Stay far, and then you roll this one. Alright. And then in phase 2, this actually does more stamina damage, I feel. I don't know if that's actually true, but it just feels like it does. So I typically two-hand and want to barricade shield. Yeah, I just had to get back into the swing of things and light roll. That's all this took. I took quite a few hits, but like, again, if it comes to beating the game or beating the fight, it's not about how many hits you took. It's not about proving, really, that you can do it. I gotta quit out again. It's just about winning, right? And I think that's more so what I want to do with this series, as well as not necessarily show off how good I am, but just show that, you can do it with every weapon, even if it's sloppy. And it doesn't have to be perfect play. And this is a more casual, more common type build, where this one was light roll, but like, you use light roll or you use medium roll and you plan to take hits. You don't plan to flawless the game. So that's more so what I'm trying to show off with this series too. Hey, she takes a lot of practice. I threw myself. The first time I beat her was actually at SL1, but if you want to know, there's a cheap trick to beating her that nobody tells you about. Unless they patched it, I don't know. I did this back in like 1.04 or 1.03, something like that. But the Sorcery of the Crozier, if it works how it used to, first of all, it scales on weapon level, so this is probably going to do like nothing. Yeah, so you use it. She doesn't respond to it, except if she staggers. And it homes in on her. So you just max out Bind. and you use this weapon art. At plus 10, it does a lot more damage. And she has no answer to it, really, at all, right now. Like, I'm out of FP, but I could do that for eternity. And it would be a safe fight. All you have to do is worry about waterfowl, but if you're at optimal range for this anyway, you're far enough away that you can just outpace it and do like one roll to dodge it. So, there's always that as an option. Oh, you have to actually have the FP to use that? Oh, I'm not locked on. That's why. Okay. A few other things. If you have the stats for it, Soul Stifler. Yeah, that's about the best thing I've ever found to do with that weapon. But Soul Stifler, if you can use it, which I can't right now because I don't have the FP, it creates a cloud that lasts for 10 seconds, which... Let's double check this. These are just some random tips that I have thought to show off. I think it procs her dodge response. So let's get some FP. Let's check it out. So the cloud lasts 10 seconds. Then after that 10 seconds is up, she just has a 15% defense debuff. So let's grab the Hand of Malenia as well. So if you're having trouble fighting her, there's always this as an option as well. You do that, and then... Do I have frost pots? Oh, I don't. I do have freezing grease, though. Whatever. But you just stack buffs like this. Frostbite, everybody knows, is good against her anyway. And it's also a defense debuff. So let's see. Does it proc her dodge? Yes, it does. So she'll dash at you twice and then try to kick you. But that means she dashes into the cloud. So now she just takes 15% more damage. Which means now you just have a giant upper hand against her. And you can already tell the damage difference. Like, she is being shredded by just R1s now. And it lasts a minute. Black Flame will proc her dodge, that's for sure. And it does percentage-based health damage. Alright, and like, look, like now she's just getting melted by even the simplest of setups. Katana, or at least this katana, can punish her there on that. Bye. Whoa. That's a place to hit R1, because at worst, she does something you can punish. Or at best, she does something you can punish. At worst, she does nothing. Alright. And like, again, it's... We heal twice. And then in this case, we wait for it to settle. And then we just run up. We'll take one click. And then just set up Soul Stifler instead. And now, again, she's right back to how she was. She takes 700 damage off of an R1, or a running R2. And this is New Game Plus 7, and it's still just shredding her health. And I'm, like, barely even damage stacking at this point. Voice break? Nope. Alright. So I think another fun thing that that I could do as maybe a stream at some point would be how many times can I beat Malenia in an hour with different weapons. Because as you can see, you can just rip through her if you really need to. She's probably about to bleed again as well. She's not, huh? But she gave me a free dodge, so. And honestly, I think the number of times I could beat Malenia would be very high. I just gotta remember to quit out every time. The only thing I don't really know for strats is how to fight her with, say, like, ranged weapons. Though, here is an idea here. That wasn't even with Frostpots either. Frostpots stack with that, if you were curious. So you could do 15% from Soul Stifler on top of Frostpots, which is another, like, 15%, I think. And then the only damage stacking on top of that I have are these two, which are very minor. Ritual Sword isn't even active half the time. But Ruin Fragments exist. I hate them as a concept, just due to when you can buy them. But let's say, for example, you need another cheese strat that's semi-consistent, but not super consistent because you're weird and only want decent strats. Whoa. Oh, I have new places grabbed, so it's not as fast a fast travel tour. But, this silly little item right here also procs her dodge, which means if you're trying to use something that already forces her dodge, that would mean that you would miss. You use something like Ruin Fragments or Throwing Knives instead. So, like, throw that, she dodges. Then you shoot her. That sort of thing. These are like the worst example, because they're the slowest. Or she just doesn't dodge, huh? But yeah, that's basically the idea. It's not great, and this is a +0 weapon, so we're never getting anywhere with that. But that's another thing you can do. If you're having a lot of trouble, if any of you have watched it, I beat her with the Arumi. This thing's insane against her, as I just get beat up. Oh, I didn't upgrade it anymore, whoops. But, the big thing to note, you outrange her with the Arumi. Well, I'm glad you've learned a lot. That's the whole point of this series that I'm going to have anyway. If you space properly with the Arumi, you get punishes while she just has to stand there, honestly. And you can also you can keep up pressure so easily. And then again, the only thing you have to learn then is like how to dodge waterfowl. And possibly this attack. But like, yeah. Just mash R1 against it apparently. But if you're playing super aggressive, she falls to the back foot on like everything. She doesn't know what to do if you're being aggressive. Typically. Even that, you don't even have to respect the full thing. And I delayed my R1 there too. So you can go hog wild with this thing. Oh no. My progress, no! Yeah, and she just kind of has to respect this weapon almost completely. Running R1 is better than the running R2. I will say that. It has better range, it feels to me at least. That was just positioning, due to elevation. I should have died there. And just, if she falls back like that and you don't need to heal, you just push advantage. Granted, I do need to heal, but... Nope. And if she does start falling back like that, specifically the one where she flips back a lot, it's a free heal. She actually can't input anything during that. So it's completely free to heal during. So the more aggressive you are, the more chances you have to be passive as well, honestly. Ouch. Standing just a little too close. But again, this is max difficulty, and I can still withstand 2 hits in light armor. 2 big hits in light armor at that. And, like, she doesn't know what to do when you're at maximum range, so she chooses to fall back so much, as you can see. And, I'm barely respecting anything she does. Too bad we can't get reposts with this, huh? And then you swap to the Misery Chord and you just repost her for a lot of damage, because this is a dex weapon as well. Just make it keen. Like, she's barely able to do anything against me. I know I'm down to 3 flasks, but my weapon's not upgraded, and she just has to sit there and take it. See, the running R2 is a sweep. The running R1 is an overhead that I swear it reaches further. Yeah, just take it, apparently. So, like, I can heal here. Even after all that time, I could still heal. And she queued up an attack that, no matter what it was, it wouldn't have hit, honestly. So, like, those are the only types of moves you have to watch out for, or ones that force armor. Which are, like, the kick. Her dashes to the side force armor as well. Like that, but if you time it properly out of her doing it, that happens. Cool. Well, thanks for watching. I'm about to be... Actually, what time is it? Yeah, I got like 10 minutes before I wrap up anyway. So, thanks for watching, though. Thanks for hanging out. And I'll upload... I'll at least trim the... For now, I'll trim the stream clip. That's fine, dying. And then I have a few things planned with this, so I'll make a tutorial for fighting her at some point that's a little more planned out instead of just off the cuff. Okay. Yeah. I think I have just a little bit more time, so why don't we just fight her with one more weapon just to try things out, shall we? So, this was the weapon that carried me all the way up to this point. Up to New Game Plus 7 was just double curved swords. Yeah, I hope you have a good day too. Thank you for hanging out, honestly. I'm glad people stuck around, and I'm glad I got to talk to people. Banished Knights. And I'll cover this as well really quick. The reason why I wear Banished Knights set is because it has some of the highest slash resistance. It outdoes Fire Prelate even, in this case. And Fire Prelate is like one of the heavy sets. I'll probably make a save file at some point as well that has Malenia at NG1. And then you can just run a jump attacker, I'm sure. Yeah, if I was spaced properly. Sheesh. These things just do damage, huh? Okay. these are goofy. I didn't even equip my talismans. Who even needs them, honestly? Sure. I mean, like, if she waterfowl dances, I'm not in the best position, but, like... Can I hit L1 there? No, I can't. Sure, let's heal. And she was way too late on the startup of that for that to even matter. And then I can... If you have barricade shield, like, who even cares? Sheesh. Yeah, so this weapon's gonna be super easy when the time actually comes. Huh. Sure, run attack, why not? I've done like 4 different weapons today that I just hadn't recorded yet, huh? But that's okay, we'll still get back to them in the videos as well, because I want everything pieced together properly and stuff. Like, that already does 1,000 damage, that's insane. Oh, even you can just... Alright. Dude, this weapon's insane. God, I don't even think this is the best curve sword, right? Like, I could even have bleed on these? Oh, I can't roll. I can, though. Yep. That's basically all I was looking for. I was just trying to force that, even though I was out of stamina. Yeah, that's fair. Whoops. Whoops! So if you're curious what happened there, I didn't have my shield in my hand, so I tried to swap to it while also holding triangle, which led to me turning on my hand lantern. Whoop, I rolled wrong. Oh well. But yeah, I put a beat in that pretty easily, huh? I'm just gonna call it there, though. Let's leave that as a little cliffhanger. Can I beat it with that weapon later in a video? I'm sure you're all dying to find out. I'm sure you could all guess the answer. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun. And honestly, I'm glad I got to do a live stream where I could interact with the couple people who've been watching and stuff. Because it's nice to get feedback. And again, if anybody wants to see any specific weapons, I have every weapon. So we'll be working through them. But you can always request one sooner, and I'll get to it. The only weapon I'll be doing later is Hand of Malenia. But thank you for watching for now, honestly. It was great seeing... I'm assuming it's pronounced Chimic Gaming. But it's been nice seeing you here, too. I'm glad you made it to the stream. Seeing as... Yeah, I know, right? Great way to finish by dying to Malenia. But no, thanks for watching those of you who did, and I think it shows, you know, no matter how good you play or how good you are at the game, there's always a chance you could die. You just gotta be on your toes, and it's not that serious, honestly. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching, and I don't know, I'll get something up. I have to fix the thumbnail, and I'll get something up tomorrow as well. I'll see you later. Bye.